Welcome back to the channel, guys. Vacation is really going on and I'm trying to relax, trying to shoot some videos, and this time I have a really cool watch to show you guys, but I'm not gonna tell you what watch it is because I'm gonna hold that for when I flip the camera and when we open up the box together. A big thanks to my friend Marcus for sending me this watch. He's been sending me a couple of watches through the years and I'm really grateful for you, Marcus. To have you as my friend and to have your support for my channel is really heartwarming. So check out his Instagram. I'm gonna give you a link right there. And I'm actually not wearing a watch today because I forgot. I just took a shower because I've been smoking some meat on my new barbecue all day long and that thing smells a lot. So I had to take a shower. I forgot to put a watch on, but that leaves room for the watch that I'm about to show you. Let's roll the intro. Let's check out another unboxing. Let's do it, my friends. I'm happy that you're back for one more. Let's go. And here we have the package. You know what? I actually got a comment on a video of mine recently. There was a guy commenting my choice of knives when opening my packages. He wrote something like, why would you need such a big knife when opening up a package? Is it compensating for something? And I found that quite funny. No, he actually wrote, why do always young guys use big knives to open up packages? Is it because they're compensating for something? And I find that funny. I'm 42 years old. I'm not a young guy. And yeah, I'm just using my kitchen knives. But today I actually wanted to, because of that comment, I'm gonna use a bigger knife. The biggest knife that I have, it's a meat cleaver that I just bought from the brand Satake. You can see it right there and you can see the logo there. I really love this thing. It's not going to be the most practical thing to open up a box with, but it's sharp and it gets the job done. Just have to watch myself to not cut open my arm or something like that, or the watch itself. There we go. Put the cleaver to the side. What do we have here? As always, my friend Marcus, spot on with the packaging. Here we have the watch. You might be curious now. What is this? It's a thin box and it says nothing on it. It's a mystery box, you might say. Let's open it up. Oh, there you have the brand name. It is a Seiko, but it's not just any Seiko. It's actually a different kind of Seiko. A kind of Seiko that I haven't featured on the channel yet. Let's see. Oh, this is nice. What do we have here? You might have caught a glimpse of it there. Yeah, and you guessed it right. Let's put this to the side as well. It's a King Seiko. It's not a Seiko. It's not a Grand Seiko, but it's a King Seiko. Nice little pouch. Here we have the little tag with the reference number SPB281J1, made in Japan. Oh, this feels quite luxurious. Actually, we have the operating, I have to stop saying actually all the time, operating instructions, and then you recognize this. If you've ever bought a Seiko, you might recognize how this looks. Warranty card in there and the manual and instructions right there. Do we have something in this little, this is a nice little watch pouch. We have a zipper here and we have some compartments. I'm guessing the watch is right there, hiding. Yeah. What do we have here before we... Just a little pillow. And then we're gonna take out the watch itself. So I'm gonna go through my impressions here, and I'm gonna talk about what King Seiko actually is, and give you some specifications of this watch. But here we have the reissue of the King Seiko automatic. Really nice looking, classic looking watch. Doesn't have a bezel, no crown guards, feels retro, but it's actually not retro. King Seiko automatic. You can wind the crown without having to pull it out. Fine details on that dial. Look at those hands, they're like razor sharp. It seems like you could, if you could just take them out both and put them on a miniature Warhammer figure, you could kill someone with these, with the hour and minute hand. Seiko logo applied there just beneath the 12. All the hour markers are applied as well, and we have some kind of texture on them. Let's see. Yeah, you see in the middle there, at the 12 o'clock, it's polished, and then it's surrounded by two pieces of yeah, we have some patterning done on the 12, and then the other hour markers are polished but sloping down to the dial. It's I think the color is a silver colored dial, King Seiko at beneath, above the 6 o'clock automatic, and then Japan right there. It's a beautiful classic looking piece, brushed on the sides. It's actually entirely, no, that's polished. It was just a little smudgy. Polished chamfers and then brushed on the top again. The bracelet is brushed, and we have some polished details. It's brushed on the top, and then we have the polished bits when sloping inwards. The sides have a little polished edge, and then brushing. Looks really nice. And then we have the butterfly clasp, King Seiko stamped there. Let's open it up. Case back with that King Seiko crest. Water resistance, 10 bar, stainless steel, sapphire crystal. Yeah, looks really nice. Sapphire crystal. Yeah, that, you know me, if you've ever seen one of my Seiko videos, you know that I really usually Seikos let me down for a couple of reasons, but the sapphire crystal is one of the main reasons that I'm disliking the Seiko brand, because I want to have a sapphire crystal on my watch, especially when it costs over, let's say, $300 US. And many Seikos, I mean, they have Seikos priced at $500, not giving you sapphire still. And that's one thing that I do not like with Seikos. But this is a King Seiko, gives you the sapphire crystal, looks good on the wrist. This is like it's a classic looking watch. It's nothing. Let me just feel the bracelet here. Feels really soft on the skin. I'm really liking this taper. Look at how it plays with the light for every little movement that I make. It's like it sparkles all the way down. Nicely done. Really nicely done bracelet. Is it a push pin bracelet? Yeah, it is. So that's the first letdown with this push pin bracelet, and I think this watch actually costs a bunch, so it's not a cheap watch. And then we have what it seems to be male end links, so it's actually protruding a little, but it doesn't I think it does not ruin the watch, because I'm not sure about the lug to lug dimensions here, but it doesn't seem too big. But it's a classic looking watch, nothing that will upset anyone, nothing cool, more like old, vintage, nice, classic, stylish. It's a kind of a dress watch, but in a sports watch suit. Looks really good. Now let's talk about what King Seiko is. Back to me. You might see some difference between the intro and now, and some difference in my clothes, and some difference in the weather. You see that tree over there? No leaves at all. It's because it's November now, and this the intro to this video and the entire unboxing was actually filmed back in this summer. I think it was the beginning of the summer, and now it's November. Sometimes that happens. I start shooting a video, I unbox the watch, and then I just have to add something to it, and then another watch comes in, and another watch comes in, and this video was just shoved back in the schedule all the time, but now it's here. And now we're gonna talk about what is King Seiko. I mean, you know Seiko, you know Grand Seiko, but what is King Seiko? And that's the question I asked myself, because I didn't have a clue, to be honest. I have seen a couple of King Seikos pop up in my feed sometimes, but I just didn't know what it was. I thought that maybe it was just a kind of a Prospex branding or Presage branding. You know, Seiko have their different lines of watches, and I thought that King Seiko was just maybe one of those lines. But no, actually, it's more interesting than that. Back in the 1960s, both King Seiko and Grand Seiko were actually regarded as high-quality collections in the Seiko family. There was some rivalry between the two brands, between the two development teams, but that rivalry is actually exaggerated. They actually, most of the times, they had some benefits from being rivals within the same family. They could borrow movements for their watches from the other manufacturer, from the other developer, and stuff like that. More benefits than negative rivalry. And while Grand Seiko was meant to be the epitome of high-end watchmaking for Seiko, King Seiko was something in between Seiko and Grand Seiko. It was made with the aim of offering high-quality watches for a larger population. And they required different design considerations to meet different needs, and Seiko actually offered them in different price ranges. And the King Seiko line, though beautiful, was actually killed in 1975, and now with this model is actually making its rebirth back to the market and back to being a part of Seiko's family. This is a revival from the watch that came out in 1965, and it's almost a one-to-one copy of that watch, a one-to-one reinterpretation of the King Seiko that was released in the 1960s. So now, several months later, what do I think about the watch and what was my impressions back then when I had it in my actual hands? It's a cool watch. I mean, to have a watch with the word King on it, just that is a really nice little thing. But it was, yeah, I could feel the step up in quality. I could feel the attention to details. It wasn't my type of watch, but because it was kind of a dressy watch without, I mean, a minimalistic dressy watch without it being a field watch, if you know what I mean. And I'm not really into dressy watches. To me, it was kind of a dressy watch, and yeah, I liked it, but it was not for me. So, but the most important thing is actually, as it always is, what did you think about it? Please tell me in the comments down below. And if you like this video, with it being summer in the beginning and now it's suddenly winter, please give me a thumbs up. If you really loved it, please consider subscribing. That means a lot to me. And if you didn't like it, well, give me that horrible, terrible thumbs down and tell me what you didn't like. And I'll try to improve till the next video. And until I see you again, my friends, have a great day. Bye-bye.